is sharing with you just some of the most important things in terms of offline training, okay, so that you'll be able to take people yourself and train them and show them what to do. So I'm going to go through it fairly quickly, but let's have a look at our agenda for the day. Having a big why, just talking about that, we covered it a little bit and we'll go through it fairly quickly because we obviously don't want to belabor the point too much. Just looking briefly at your website, then understanding network marketing, how to build your BMT offline. That's going to be the bulk of our day. And then just ending off with what now? Oh, I don't know what happened to those numbers. They don't really make sense. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, okay. Obviously I was asleep when I did that. Okay, and then questions. Okay, well there's a 4. That's great. Okay. Right, so let's go on to the first section. Having a big why. I think I've mentioned it before. People quit very easily simply because they don't have a big why. You want them to, everybody wants to be financially successful. I mean, that's like the dream out there, financial success. And people try all sorts of different schemes and scams, and they lose money here, they lose money there, and sometimes they start stuff and they spend a lot of money on it and they don't succeed. And the reason often is because simply just they quit, okay? Whether their dreams are big or small, and everybody's got goals, everybody's got dreams, and the problem is those dreams aren't big enough in terms of emotional content. I'm not emotionally committed. Yes, I want that car. I'd love to drive a Mercedes SLK. I'd love to, but I'm not committed to it. And that's the problem. That's why people don't succeed, because they're not completely committed to that. If you haven't switched your cell phones off, please do switch off your cell phones so that they don't disturb, or at least put them on silent. And so that's why having a big why is so important. People are going to disappoint you. Who in this room has been disappointed by people? Can I just see? Every single person here. And every single person that you're going to be speaking to is going to get those disappointments. And who loves the disappointments? No one. But that is business. Whether you are in network marketing, whether you're in sales, whatever. Hey man, when you're a parent, you're going to be disappointed by your kids because they're not going to buy into what you want and what you like. And so that's why you just have to have that big why. And then it doesn't matter that you don't want to do it. It doesn't matter that you think it's a scheme. I am so excited about helping 5 people reach financial freedom. If you're not one of them, no problem. And one of my big whys is helping people succeed. If I can help 5 people earn like 50,000 Rand a month, I mean, that is awesome. Because then I know that through them a whole bunch of other people are earning 5s and 10s and 20s, and I'm going to be earning 100,000, 200,000 Rand a month. So that's for me a very, very big why I'm going to do it. So people are going to disappoint you, and the urgency. I can't understand why people say, oh man, I really want to have my own house. And then you phone them and say, hey, can we do some phoning and go and show, make some appointments to show people this opportunity? And they say, oh, I'm really so busy. I've got things I've got to do. But don't you want that house? Don't you want to be debt free?
Yeah.
If you haven't got a strong why, you're going to find lots and lots of excuses why you're not going to do things. So urgency is important because urgency creates wealth. If you have a big why, you'll do that. Obviously, you'll persevere. And we've talked about people just quitting because it's just not important. It's not get rich quick. So, Dion, you were talking about giving people an option. Do you want to do this in 5 years? Do you want to take 10 years? Do you want to take 15 years? And people say, well, I want to take 5 years. Most people want to take 5 years. It's not going to happen in 3 months. Okay, I'm going to show you today how you can get to diamond in about 3 months. And you could probably get to about 10,000 Rand if you work real hard. Okay, you'll get to diamond. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll be earning 10,000, but you'll be earning a couple of thousand already in 3 months. Okay, but it's not get rich quick. And I mean, 10,000 Rand a month is not going to actually cover anybody's expenses. Maybe a bachelor who stays by his mom.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Or a guy who's renting a small place, 10,000 will be fine, but not a guy who's got a family and who wants to, drive a nice car. You have to work, and that's the thing. You see, you're talking and you're sharing this opportunity with people who work all day. They fight the traffic to the boss, and they make his dreams come true. Then they fight the traffic back home. Then they've got kids and they've got all of that. And then when they're tired, now they've got to start working their business. That's a change. That's a change for everybody. And so the big why is the thing that's going to drive them to keep doing it. Isn't that right? And so it's important to have that strong why. You'll have to stretch. You'll have to stretch. I don't know about you, but I'm not big on stretching. I don't know if you like stretching. It's not fun. And sometimes you actually want to quit because you have to grow so much and you have to learn so much. And so you have to make learning fun for people. It has to be enjoyable. And most people are not good at going on the internet and going through videos and learning. They want to learn from people. That's why you guys are here, because it's much easier to learn from people than it is to go and learn on the internet. So that's an important concept.
Talk about stretch, if I interfere. The best way to explain that is, if you go to athletics and you see the 100 meter, they jump off at the same shot time and then they run the race. And then there's two guys running next to each other. And the last bit, he stretched a bit and he won. If he didn't stretch that last bit, he didn't win. Right. Then he's second. So that's very important to go and do the stretching. And then also in business, another way to explain is, if you really want something, everybody stands in a queue at the top, and there's a bargain. Right. Now, if you don't wait until that bargain is, or the item is in front of you, it's in the reach of the guy at the back of you, your downline member. He will grab it because he wants it. So he stretches to get it and he passes you by. So if you do the stretching, you will get it. That's very important, to do the stretch. And keeps you on your toe as well, and keeps you fresh and motivated to go. And that also, through the stretching, you also confirm your whys. And by always confirming your whys by stretching and doing that extra, giving value, attend this meeting, and look at new innovations of building your own business, then there's no way that anybody can stop you. Because you are focused. You stretch. It's easy actually.
But I don't know how keen you are on questions and things in between your...
Yeah, no. If it's related to
just,
related to the
big why.
Yes.
Okay. Personally, I feel that a lot of people don't lose their why. They might become disillusioned with the path that they're on to reach that why. With BMT and with our training today, are you going to address that? Because I think there's a lot of people out there that have heard of network marketing, they've been in something, it didn't pan out for them, and now you come with a new business and a new opportunity, and it's great and whatever, he still has his why. He really wants that. He's just become disillusioned with his path.
Yeah.
How to get there, or the current company that he's with.
Yeah.
And that breaks down the industry a little bit.
You're absolutely right, and that's what they talk about believability.
Yeah.
Do I believe that this particular path, or this particular opportunity, or this system, or this program is going to give me my why, my goals, my dreams? And so when people start, they're usually very excited. And so you want to keep that fire hot. You want to keep them excited. And you want to keep them motivated for their why. And when we look at the strategy that you're going to use to help them build their team, you'll see that that is kind of a strategy which gets them saying, wow, I can now see it on paper. This is how it's going to work. And then you can help them to get that believability. Because you're absolutely right.
You have to reconfirm or affirm believability every now and again, because people do tend to slack off a little.
Yeah.
And then they need some fire again to
They get into a comfort zone.
Correct.
You have to get back out of the comfort zone every time.
And that is one of the challenges. You see, a businessman who's running his own business, he knows that if he doesn't do the work this month, there's bills that aren't going to get paid. So that motivates him. The guy who's got the job and he comes home and he's tired every night, he's going, oh man, I wonder if this is going to work. Yeah, sure, I'd like that house one day, or I'd like that nice car, or I'd like to go overseas one day. But yeah, I don't know if I'm motivated. let me see on the internet if there's anything else. But if you can keep them working and growing and showing them, hey, this is how it's working, and keeping that momentum going and that motivation going through our WhatsApp groups and through your personal contact, then that's important. So personal contact is very important, and personal support will get out of that.
That's why the product of Be Motivated today actually ties in pretty well with this whole scheme of
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
it's have a great.
Do you respond from the Congress?
You wanted to say something, Dion?
I'm okay.
Oh, you're okay. So,
Good morning.
while we're talking about having a big why, and what I wanted to do, we actually, alright, oh, Kubus, that's a great job. So, Kubus, as you mentioned yesterday, this is a workshop where there's interaction. So, we heard a couple of whys from some of the guys yesterday, but I'd love you just to share with me, what is your why? What is the thing that's going to push you and drive you to keep persevering in whatever business it is that you are focusing on, and especially in Be Motivated today? What is your why? Would you like to?
Okay, not a tangible thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why I would involve myself is, or why I did involve myself is, I became detached from my friends and everybody working 14 to 16 hours a day in my traditional business. My friends would call me and I said, no, I can't go out, I have this tomorrow and that tomorrow and whatever. Eventually they stopped calling. So I want to get into a place again where I can have a life and not just work. It's good to work and have money, but you can't spend it because you've got no time. I'd like some time. I'd like some life again. It's not a tangible thing. It's not a car or a whatever. But that's actually my lifestyle.
That's
Lifestyle. I want a good lifestyle.
correct, because often it's not often that person's in that position, but there's one of two positions. You either don't have the money, but you have time, because you've got a traditional job where you come home at 6 and you've got between 6 and 12 and you've got the weekends free, but then you don't have the money to enjoy all of that. Or some people are in a situation where you've got plenty of money but you don't have time. And then there's the self-employed guy who doesn't have either. Okay? And that is very, very frustrating. He's working too hard and he doesn't have the money to show for it. It's very frustrating. What other dreams are there? What other things what is your why? Who are you going to share with us today?
One of the, and I think it comes part of destiny as well, is to become a resource center for nations.
The Resource Center for Nations.
Yes. So not just thinking about local thing or about myself, but I mean, one of the big dreams, and I know it's a major dream, is that a few of us gets together and we say, okay, what is the national debt of the country? We pay that off and say, listen, Namibia doesn't have anything to cover. Namibia doesn't owe the World Bank anything, etc. Now that is huge, but it can be done. And also to become that resource center, that wherever there is a need in different nations, you will be able to. I always have this picture when there's abundance. There's a river flowing, and financial river, and you take out what you need and let the rest go. Because a lot of people, once their income increases, their lifestyle and their expenses and everything increases as well. Now just up a little bit, that is just how I see it. Just up your lifestyle a little bit and let the rest go. Yeah.
Okay, and that is big, and that is great. That's a big why. And if that drives you, fantastic. That's great. Everybody's why is to be their own why, and you'll get people who will buy into that and who will join you in that. But then there'll be others whose why is different. But that's great. I mean, that's fantastic. All right. Anything else?
I think my why started because of cash flow quadrant. The story that they tell in the beginning about the guy carrying the buckets and the guy building the pipeline. And as long as you work for a boss, you are carrying buckets. You will never have enough, and someone will always come along that can automate what you do and replace you like that. So I think that's my biggest why, just to basically not carry buckets anymore.
Remind me to tell that story when we talk a little bit about it later when we get into cash flow quadrant. Anyone else? One of my other big whys is to help previously disadvantaged communities to go in there and get the guys to start making some money. Guys that are unemployed, kids that are in high school that know that when they finish matric there's no job. Kids that are kind of already being tempted to get involved in gangs and that kind of thing. To really help them to see, hey, this is a great opportunity. And with Be Motivated Day, people can actually start at just 77 Rand. Obviously, the training that we're doing here with the guys in Gauteng, the guys are going to start at gold membership, but you can start at 77 as a bronze member. And the guys in those previously disadvantaged communities can do that, and they can build up for themselves an income and end up, really creating wealth as well. Which is wonderful. All right. Anything else? Any other whys? Misha, what's your big why?
My big why is I like passive income as compared to active income. I think it's when you grow old, you won't be able to be working. So money must work. And it's work for me. That's my big why. And then I also I enjoy helping others. So this type of business gives me an opportunity to be of value to other people, to change their lives.
Fantastic. Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. Anyone else?
More tangible, I'd like a nice yacht, and I'd like a nice house. And I like nice things, and I want to be able to have those nice things, and I want to be able to sustain those nice things. That's the tangible part of it. You've got the two things.
Sure.
Everybody wants a nice car, and I want it.
And a double Johnny Walker and cream soda.
I don't know.
Right. On that note, let's move on. Just the last thing about having a big why, you want to just keep learning about network marketing so that you can become an expert. And I share this with people very often. I ask them, do amateur rugby players make money? No, they don't. Do professional rugby players make money?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between an amateur and a professional? He makes money. The professional makes money, the amateur doesn't. But what makes the professional versus an amateur? Skills. He's been doing it longer. He's been working at it. He's learned more. He knows. He comes to these meetings where he improves his skills. Yes, some of the things he's heard 4 times already and he's bored. But the stuff he hasn't heard, he learns and he grows from it. And that's exactly what you want to become. You want to become a professional network marketer. Obviously, the skills we're going to teach you today are going to be the basic things to get you going, get you moving, get you building, get you succeeding. But there's little things that you learn along the way that help you become a better network marketer. And that's what we want to do. So we'd like you to sign up for a free account. Okay, go to networkmarketingpro.com. It's very simple, networkmarketingpro.com. And let's just put it out there. You don't have to put a www in front of website addresses anymore. You just write the word networkmarketingpro.com, and I don't even know why that is completely wrong, but it's wrong way around. Just networkmarketingpro.com. Okay, sign up for a free account. You can get thousands of videos helping you to do on network marketing. All right, let's move on to the next section.